Right, hello guys, watching the Geek Samuel, and today I've just finished watching The War Between the Land and the Sea, episode 1 and 2, so we're going to review them both at the same time. Let's go. I can't lie, I can't decide on this. I feel like the first episode was a bit slow. It dragged in places. However, the second episode I really loved. I just want to clarify how it got left before we talk about anything else, to be honest. 3 rules. Plastic. Fair enough. Understood. It causes you problems. We get that. You want us to meet you in the ocean? Okay. I mean, you've met us, we'll meet you. The second one is a big issue. I'm like, what? So, we cannot travel in the ocean. I'm like, fair enough. Maybe we could work around that. I mean, no more fishing. Fish is off the menu. But no, we can't even travel in aeroplanes in the sky. They're not allowing us in the sky as well as the ocean. So how are we going to get to one country to another? We can't. We can't. We're not allowed. So we have to stay on the little rocks. And that's it. That's what they want us to do. And I was like, what? I know it causes pollution to get to different destinations. And they're trying to limit that as much as possible because it causes them problems down below and to the planet in whole. But like, whoa, that's a rule that messed up everyone. And everyone just uproar and started shouting their opinions. And I was shocked on that opinion. I'm not going to lie, like, stopping us from travelling in the ocean is questionable, but maybe doable. But stopping us from travelling in aeroplanes as well is like, you just want to stay on this rock. And that is it. They think they are entitled to this planet, so we are not. Sea devils. Now, sea devils. I'm calling them sea devils. Homo aqua, no. And whatever the other names they tried coming up with, no. I haven't even heard a sea devil. Yeah. I haven't even heard what they call themselves. So they haven't even stated their own species. We're just saying they're this, they're that, they look like this. And like, they actually haven't told us what they are. I'm just saying. But anyway, that being said, let's get on to some other stuff. So Barclay just randomly gets caught up in this. He's not meant to be here. I like that interest. We get thrown in, and Kate Stewart's hardly in this until, what, near the last half of the episode, which is interesting. I did think she was going to take the main front, which she does take a hard hitting front throughout this series, these 2 episodes at least. But she's not. It's not a unit spin-off as it is, and they've been saying it's not a unit spin-off. But we kind of expect it to be a unit spin-off because it has unit and it has Sea Devils. But it's not. It's Barclay meets Sea Devils and humanity and politics. And that's really hard hitting, like banging you on the head with government and the bigger people up front and all these rules and stuff. And the Sea Devils don't really want that. They want to talk to the real people. And Barclay has opinions and lashes out as a human, as a normal person would, in ways that go against the government rules and Kate's rules of this is what should be said. And like the Sea Devils are saying, this is what a governmental person would say with no emotion and no compassion. No, it's just it might as well be a robot saying these words, you know. And that's what they want Barclay to do his orders. But he's a day-to-day normal man, and I like that. And I think, yes, this is a bit like on trial, as you will. And we're mainly in the series in this room. And it is a big thing. However, yeah, I don't know. I think we also don't have our stereotypical prime minister in this. We have a random dude, which is not very interesting. But we have these other people that are milking dry with these big corporations conjuring up their own little plans, which I like. It's showing the evilness of the people up top, the snobs that are eating these rich food, and they are literally not caring as long as their businesses are succeeding, because that's what corporations and people, we, us normal people, work for. We are minimum wage, we are irrelevant, and we're just cogs in the machine. And this series is showing that, whilst also showing pollution, which is mad. They start throwing all these plastic down across the world, and then they just throw the Titanic, landing it, smashing it onto the land. It's like, they just threw the Titanic at us. Mad. Yeah, I don't know, that's crazy. And then you had this anchor almost kill Bartley's like daughter. By the way, I'm impressed that I'm remembering Barkley, to be fair, because I'm terrible with names. If you've watched this channel, you know I'm terrible when I watch something news names. Maybe I'll forget Bartley's name by next week, though, so stay tuned for that. I think the Sea Devils design look really good, using that Disney money for the best of its abilities there. But they've said in the title, War Between the Land and the Sea. War. And they've left episode 2 saying they're designating war. And this is what humans are trying to stop, because maybe we might not win this war. They have all these oceans and all this high-tech technology and ways, and we are like children to them. We might not win. However, they've promised us war in the title. They've led with a cliffhanger, war. I want a war. I want to see an actual war. Unit soldiers shooting, Sea Devils throwing their spears and doing all sorts and rising the oceans and smashing it on us. We have Disney money. Let's just use it. I know this isn't what this is. This is meant to be showing pollution and plastic, and you can do all that, and you've been doing that. However, you've promised us war in the title, and I want to see the big Disney money budget of just destroying our land, the London, and destroying America places and stuff. Let's do that, because we have the money one last time with Disney's budget before it's gone forever. Let's do that. That's something they promised, and that's what I'm hoping they will do. But yeah, Bartley's annoying ex. She's a bit annoying, isn't she? But I think she's meant to be like that, so I'm not going to judge it. But talk about annoying. Now, I'm describing the guy, so hopefully people don't get offended. But the guy in the wheelchair who was working for UNIT, he was in Sex Education, and I always called him the twat in the wheelchair, because he was an absolute arsehole in Sex Education, the Netflix drama. And I hated him. But in this, thankfully, he is an actor, and he portrayed a different character, and he worked in this. I was like, oh, thank God. But as the moment I saw his face, I was like, no! Because I was thinking he's going to be like that Sex Education character. But he's not. He's an actor. He can change. And that's what he's portrayed. So maybe whenever I see him in another future project, I won't be like, just saying. Kate in this was great. And we're also getting Colonel O blah, 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 blah. I should really know his name, because I don't know if we can do it here. Kate, and there he is. There's the guy in question. I've met him, because I did think he's going to be in this spin-off. He's been in a lot of the Doctor Who episodes with UNIT. I think he's a big contender. I did want to meet him. And he was really nice from when I met him. So, yeah. And Kate was lovely as well, the actress who plays Kate Stewart. But we did get a little reference to, like, the Doctor, with sort of Bartley saying he's seen him from a distance, like in passing in the office. That was weird. That wasn't needed. We also got another reference to the Doctor, and Kate was talking about humanity and the normal humans, but they normally have the Doctor travelling with them to influence and help them. Bartley's only got me. But I think this really is a strong contender of a good show. And yeah, I'm going to rank this out of 10 now. I'm going to give episode 1 a 5 out of 10. I think it's pretty average. I think it was a bit slog and slow paced. Episode 2 is getting a 7 out of 10. So overall, I'm going to give the episode 1 and 2 a 7. Episode 2 definitely gets a 7, but episode 1 is a slow burn for me, and that gets a 5. So that's really my thoughts and opinions on that. Like, I just wanted to express that. They're my rankings. I found episode 1 to be a bit slow. Episode 2 is where it really picked up and I really got invested. And I'm enjoying the government-y stuff, to be fair. And Kate Stewart saying, "Oh shit," and it cuts. I'm like, and then Kate Stewart even goes, "I'm gonna give them a bollocking." And I was like, "Jeez, calm down, Kate. Woo, the doctor's not around, so you're gonna just throw your swearing at left, right, and centre." I think this shows this is very much an adult show. It's more of a mature show. Mature than Torchwood, but adult in the Torchwood way. It's definitely more than the child-friendly Sarah Jane vibes. It's more than that. And it's also more than Doctor Who itself being the family show. It's definitely giving Torchwood vibes, but more sensible and more adult, I guess, than Torchwood in a way. Because Torchwood was brilliant, but very adulty. But this is adulty in a serious sort of way, in my opinion. Not to mention, there was some comedy in this, but not that much, to be fair. But yeah, I'm just hoping for a war. That's what I'd like to see happen. They've promised it in the title. They've hinted at it in this episode. Give us that war. But thank you for watching. I will be reviewing episode 3 and 4, I think, next week when that comes out. And then episode 5 will be released on its own, and I'll review that. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, I do Marvel, Doctor Who, Star Wars, DC, you name it. Really, place to be for geek like me. So join, subscribe. See you guys in a video soon. Have a nice day.